Hey, this is part two of Lewis has a lot of fossils and a lot of shit up here that needs to just be spewed onto the honestly unwanting masses. Got my Cradle of Filth shirt, hell yeah. And we're just gonna begin. And I hope this is better than the last one, because I thought that was a bit boring. So, what I'm gonna do right now is just sort of go over my vertebrate collection. These are mainly like disarticulated teeth, but there's some cool shit. So we're gonna see. Uh, so this one's just kind of a joke, but cool. It's not a real fossil. It's a cast I made of a raptor claw. So if you know, let's say Jurassic Park, the key monsters in that were velociraptors, although technically they were modelled off a dinosaur called Deinonychus. This is the claw of Deinonychus. It's quite cool, and so uh, there's a group called the dromaeosaurs, which like Velociraptor and Deinonychus belong to. And one of the key things that set this group apart that we, when we're digging up the bones, can tell, oh, it's a dromaeosaur, is the presence of this claw on their second toe of their foot. They have this, and it's retractable, so it is held sort of like this, maybe more like that. So they can, a bit like a cat's claw. So, it's held sort of down and out the way when they're running, and then can flick up. Not like that. Can flick up. And then obviously has a flexor motion to sort of stab and gouge prey. Yeah, and this is called our university, represent University of Portsmouth, hell yeah, had a spare claw going, and I wanted to make a cast of it. So there we go. This is quite cool. It is a real fish, articulated the wrong way apparently. Yeah, will it focus? I'm not sure. But this is Knightia greenensis, type of fish from the Green River Valley. I think it's Valley Formation in North America, in the US. And it's just love fish. These are from the Eocene, I believe. The Green River is like, oof, I want to say 55 million years old, maybe younger. Yeah, and they're just really cool. I have two of these. Here's his friend. I'm not sure they have names for each other. They're dead. But yeah, I think they're quite cool. Just little fish. But they're real as well. Uh, this one's cool. All of these are cool. It's a bone, real bone, from a horse. I'm pretty sure it's the modern horse, Equus ferus calibus, the ones you see today. And it's the fetlock, the sort of ankle bone, basically. It's really cool. And there's a lot of articulatory facets, particularly there. And here is called the diaphysis. And here is the epiphysis, where it would join to the rest of the leg. And yeah, it's really cool. It's like a leg bone of a horse, or an ankle bone of a horse. Of a modern horse as well. So, like, if you find a horse, its ankle would look like this. It's cool. Okay, so just getting some more. Yeah, these will do. Okay, so in the Cretaceous period mainly, so we're talking 130 roughly million years ago to 66, when the meteorite hit and ended the Cretaceous. There are a big group of animals in the sea that weren't dinosaurs, but were just as, heckin' scary, called mosasaurs. And the closest things that are alive today are things like Komodo dragons. They're like living relatives of mosasaurs. To give a scale of how fucking massive these were, this is a tooth of a mosasaur. It's like bigger than my finger phalanx. And that's not as big as they got. Carnivorous, just massive things. This is from Morocco, from the Kemkem, which is Cretaceous. I want to say roughly 70 million years old. And yeah, really cool. And I have an isolated tooth here, which is bigger. And so yeah, they're kind of scary, I think, to think about. Like this is the entire root of it as well. So obviously this is a sort of lime sandstone block around the tooth. That if I excavated this and prepared it, there'd be the root of the tooth in there. And this would have been pointy at one point, but it's as it's been bashed and battered over so many years, it's lost its sharpness, I guess, which is good because I can't stab myself on it. But yeah, so this is long, sort of almost conical, but mainly you look for the recurvation and the sort of this carinae line here to know it's a mosasaur. This is quite similar, and this is probably the coolest thing I have to this. So you've heard of T-Rex, and if you've seen Jurassic Park 3, you'll have heard of a dinosaur called Spinosaurus. And this is the tooth of Spinosaurus aegypticus. And that's nuts. This is a real tooth from a real dinosaur that was bigger than T-Rex and lived in North Africa 68 million years ago. And that's nuts. And these are long and conical, and there would have been about 40 to 50 of these in the mouth of the dinosaur. And conical, not serrated. I can run. It's rough from the process of fossilization, but it's not sharp. It's not like serrated like some T-Rex teeth can be. And this is perfect for skewering fish. What's interesting is that there is a series of fish called Onchopristis, which is like a saw shark. You know how we have the swordfish today? Well, this is the saw shark, and it's got like these like teeth coming off of its mouth that look like saw blades, and it's really weird and really cool. And yeah, and so this was perfectly made for just stabbing into those, and that's cool. And now we get on to sharks. I have a lot of shark teeth. We're going to start. I'm going to show you a couple. So the ones I have are all the group that are alive today, which are called the Neosalacii. This is Isurus. You can see this is from the top of the shark's mouth, because at the bottom there are a type of teeth called symphysial teeth, which are really weird and different, and you can tell these are from the top. And yeah, they're just really cool. They're still pointy. That still hurts. And yeah, long. There's a slight recurvation just below the carinae there, and I just think it's neat. And then this one is Carcharius, which is a genus that's related to the great white shark today. What's interesting about these is it's different to the last one because of these extra little niggly bits there. So there's one there, and there would be one there, but yep. And this is called a tricuspid tooth for three cusps. It's actually broke off. I've just noticed. You can see that, but as the cusp was there, this one's actually broke off. So it might be about, but I'd have to go digging. And yeah, I think that's really cool. And the last fossil I'll show you today is awesome because again, it's real. This is from the largest shark that ever lived, called Carcharocles megalodon, and you've probably heard the name megalodon. Just to put it up against my head, that's a single tooth next to my teeth. This thing is insanely large, and they would have had 200 to 300 of these teeth in batteries in their mouths, because sharks shed their teeth as well. And I mean, just look at it, it's cool as hell. This is real too. There's this tiny serration to it, but not masses. Over time this has gotten smooth, from like where the waves have like eroded it away. But I think these are really cool. And yeah, I have a load more. You won't be able to see now. I wonder if I can just sort of. This is not going well. I'm a terrible cameraman. In there, oh, you can probably see some of that. Sort of get them out. Yeah, you can see those there, I'm sure. That way, that way. Yeah. I'm awful at being a cameraman. And yeah, so I have a lot of shark teeth, but they're quite similar to the ones I've already shown you. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. And yeah, thank you for watching.